What up, family? Your boy Dan, back at it again with a special video today. Not about real estate, not about anything like that. More so about the foundations of life and what actually matters. Yes, all these other things we do in the worldly world that we live in matter. But without the foundation, man, you're not building no skyscraper. You can't build no extraordinary building without a solid foundation. So today I want to talk about semen retention. Something I used to make videos on. It's been a year plus now. We hit a year at February 15th, March 8th, 9th, something now. It's almost like a year and a month plus that I've been on that journey, that I've gone without ejaculating. Let's talk about how I did it. Right away, infinite versus finite mindset. I heard Alex Hormozy talk about this. I think it's a very interesting and needed way of thinking. What is that thing? What the hell are you talking about? Infinite mindset. When you have an infinite mindset about something, what you tend to do is think of long term. Also, what you tend to do is not set out for a destination. Like if you're looking to get more money, you're looking to build a business, you're not set on, okay, I'm gonna make $1 million. I'm gonna make $1 billion, whatever it is. You have a mindset pretty much of like, you know what? I just wanna keep growing and stay in business. I wanna keep playing the game. Because even though we have a limited time on earth, we have to play as in a way where like we're not playing to lose. You know what I mean? So with a finite mindset would be exactly the opposite. You'd be trying to reach an end goal and that's it, boom, you're done. When the goal is really to just keep playing. That's what like a person like Warren Buffett does, a person like Jeff Bezos, I'm sure Elon Musk does it, even though he lost, I guess, 200 billion recently. I'm not too sure. I don't really keep up with all that stuff. I just saw it pop up on my phone one day. And that's even more important when it comes to like your own day-to-day life, your own routines, and even on this semen retention journey, more and more important. You really gotta stop thinking about it as in like, okay, I gotta make it to 7 days. I gotta make it to a month. I gotta make it to 90 days, and then I'll feel good about myself. I feel good about my journey and everything. Or you're trying to see the benefits at a certain time frame. You need to let go of that, bro. You need to just stop tracking the days. And you need to just live your life. Like who are you gonna be at a year mark? Who are you gonna be at 10 years mark of doing this? You're gonna be a totally different person with a totally shift mindset. So the key is to just keep playing the game. Even if you make it like 2 weeks, 30 days in, 45 days in, whatever, and you fail, just start back up. Just start back up. Because you're never, ever, ever starting over. You're always just picking up where you left off. That 45 days, that 30 days, that 1 week that you did it wasn't in vain. You learned a lot. You went through a lot. You grew a lot. You grew more capacity. It's not in vain. When I first started years ago, I remember I hit my first 30 days. It was like just purged, annihilated my mindset on everything. I grew so much. The momentum you're gonna build from just being on the journey, it's priceless. You can't put a fucking streak on that. You can't put a label on that. You need to be that person that you are when you're successful now. Ask yourself, like, whoever you want to be. You want to be a bulletproof guy in terms of like mentality, relentless, vigorous on their pursuit to greatness, focused, won't take no for an answer. Write down who that person is, write down who you're gonna be. And then when you encounter with these choices you have to make, these challenges, these hard times, ask yourself, who or what would this person do? What would this kind of person do? Don't focus on the streak, bro. Use that energy. Even if you had a couple hours now, you're at a whole 24 hours. Use that energy. Go work out. Go run. Go study. Go spend energy on something in the direction that you want to go. Play the infinite game. I used to, like, when I was little, I used to think, like, you know what, if I can just get this game, God, if I can just get this thing that I want, this material thing, I don't need anything else. I'll be totally happy. And that was such BS. I would always lie to myself. That's an insatiable diet. Because you're always going to want more. You know, and that's the same things like something simple like this, the whole semen retention. You know, like you just want to make it to 30 days. You just want to make it to 3 months. Like, nah, bro. Infinite mindset. You already need to be the person that made it to 3 months. And on top of that, you need to realize too, once you make it to 3 months, you're going to be faced with even greater challenges that you wouldn't have perceived, that you wouldn't have taken on, that you wouldn't even have had as a burden on your shoulder. But you're carrying it now because you have the energy to do it. So you need to realize that it's a never-ending quest of greatness. Being rich, being successful, being a high-performance person, being the hero of your story is hard. It's a day-to-day grind. But so is being broke. And so is being poor here. They're both a fight, but what fight would you rather fight is the question. So realize too that, like, that next great thing you're looking for doesn't matter. It's already in your palm of your hands. And the fact that you think you have to reach it, you're degrading yourself. Like, yeah, if you don't have $1 million, sure, whatever. But to say that you're not capable, or to act like you're not capable of it, to act like it's out of reach, you're just belittling yourself. Just be the man that has it already. So emotionally, mentally, and physically, you will be there. But at least emotionally and mentally first, because there's a reason why people get there. There's a reason why people who make $1 million plus or are superstars in whatever industry they're in don't take breaks. And everyone's like, oh, why don't you just rest? Why don't you just enjoy it? If I had that money, I'd be vacationing on an island or whatever. That's all fine and dandy, but they had a program in their mind downloaded already, and that's the reason they got there. So to say that you would do something different with the money, or you would act accordingly if you were put in the same position is wrong, because you wouldn't even have made it. They got there for a reason. So you need to play the infinite game. If you can't work every day, or you can't work hard, or you can't focus for an extended period of time on whatever you're doing, you need to play a better game. You need to fix your programming, so when you do get there, you can sustain it. I think Pitbull said it one time, it's not about becoming successful, it's about sustaining success. It's about keeping it. So focus on the foundation, and then build a skyscraper on top of that foundation, excuse me. Another thing I want to talk about, especially when you're on this type of journey, is humbleness. You always are in the middle. And life is connected in that way, where you have to always be in the middle with everything. You don't want to be, this is the spectrum, you don't want to be on this side and be cocky and be arrogant, because at that point you're susceptible for a downfall, for a crash, to be beat. And you also don't want to be at the point where you have no belief, no confidence, no nothing, because you would never make it anyways. You want to be right in the middle. You want to be confident. You want to be secure in yourself. But you want to realize that, yeah, I can die. Yeah, I could lose. Yeah, I could fall short. Because that is always a possibility. Take for example, like a person like Mayweather. He's in a fighting sport. Mayweather, yes, like he's a ton of belief in himself. He is cocky sometimes, or a lot of times. But the one thing about him that you cannot say he's not is that he's humble. When it comes to the fight, he's always in the middle. He's humble, and he always says it like, he respects people, all the other fighters' talents, respects what they do, but he has confidence in himself, and that's the most important thing. You know, he knows that the world that we're living in, everything is possible, but not probable. And it's even more true. That thesis is even more true in a fighting sport. No matter how long you train, no matter how many different styles you fought, how long you've been doing this, you always are susceptible to that one punch that could just end the game. It could end your career, can put you out completely, end your streak. So to be in the middle, especially in an industry like that, is the best possible way. It's almost like a metaphor for not putting your hands down and always keeping your guard up, always being ready, mentally ready, spiritually ready. And in a journey like this, when you're raising your energies, you're cultivating your energies, and using it to build real wealth internally, man, that's even more important. Doesn't matter if you're doing 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. You have to be in the middle. You have to be humble. You have to realize that you are in the flesh still, and you can fall. You can die. But be confident and build your life, build a routine around all this, to complement it. It's kind of no different from the people who get away from drugs for an extended period of time, and then they do it one time, and then boom, they're back in the cycle, the vicious cycle of drugs, the downfall, the spiral. You have to be humble, so boom. The fourth thing I want to talk about, what's the difference between, because one thing that will help is knowing the difference between ejaculating and orgasming. Because knowing the difference of this and the way your body works, you can really start to manipulate it. Especially if you have a wife, you have a family, whatever. Like, you don't want to lose the journey. You don't want to lose the power you have just because you have a girlfriend now or you have a wife. No, it's up to you to be the leader. It's up for your wife to follow you and your kids to follow you. And it's up to you to follow God. You're literally a bridge to God. Whatever you want to believe in really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you hold the power. You're the man. You're the creator. A woman is like the womb, and she cultivates and nurtures. So if you feed your woman good, obviously she'll feed you 10 times as much back. Now, what's the difference? Ejaculation is just the physical. It's literally the physical process of nutting, of letting go of your energy, releasing your energy. Orgasming is the sensation that your body produces upon ejaculating. So if you can learn to decipher the two, you can stop the whole physical sense of it and just keep the sensation part. And if you keep the sensation part, again, I don't want to get too sciencey or whatever, you can just recycle it into your body and not waste it. Now, that's something y'all are gonna have to go deep into as part of the journey of being able to continue this journey, figuring all that out, because you need an outlet. You like, whether it's working out, whether it's putting into your art form, your craft, you need to expend energy, but you also need to like recycle energy. You can't just hit a wall each time, and the buildup is gonna get so enormous, and it's kind of like just breaking a dam. You can't stop Mother Nature. You need to kind of play by the rules and not go against the laws. Let the energy guide you. Literally, it sounds so corny when I say that, but let it guide you. Let it like allocate you to people that know the way, that've been through the way. And when the time is right, you'll learn. At the end of the day, we're all in flesh. We're all trying to be the candles in the darkness. And I think like this is one of the most important journeys that we will embark on. This is the stepping stone. This is the first stepping stone of all the stepping stones. Is to learn to master yourself, master the flesh. Because literally today, if you were to wake up and you have no fears, like you know exactly at the end of the day, we know exactly what we need to do. But if we were able to follow that, we have courage, we have strength, we have no fears, and we follow that, we'll be millionaires tomorrow. We'll be leaders of thousands of men and women tomorrow. No doubt about that. The thing that gets in the way is our flesh. Learn to master yourself. Learn to master your 5 senses. And I promise you, you'll start seeing your life evolve in ways that you can never have imagined. Build these foundations. Cultivate your mind to be as strong as you can, to constantly have pressure on a day-to-day basis, to change your relationship with pressure so that you invite it in instead of running away from it. It's not your enemy. They say pressure makes diamonds for a reason. So, yeah, man, that was pretty much what I learned throughout the whole year. I've done a lot with the energy. Obviously, you guys see me going through my journey with real estate. I built a pretty big landscaping company. Do I like it? Not so much, but it was all a stepping stone. It wasn't in vain. I learned a lot, and I'm bringing it into other avenues. So have the infinite versus the finite mindset. Infinite will always take you all the way. It will be something that's sustainable, that stands the test of time. Remember that you'll always be faced with greater difficulties. After you get past that 2 weeks, 30 days, 90 days, a year, whatever, you're gonna have way bigger problems. Just change your relationship with all of it. Invite problems, especially as a man. Like what's on the menu today? Literally, what type of things am I gonna deal with today? Because those things you deal with make you 1,000 times better. Quick example, I love taking cold showers every day. You don't have to do it, or you could do it. It doesn't hurt. It's just me stepping into that cold shower is the first time under tension for me. It's the first hard thing to do for the day. I've been doing it for years, and I can't not do it. It's like a non-negotiable. You need some non-negotiables in your life. Maybe you'll run every day. Maybe you'll do 200 push-ups every day, 200 squats, whatever. Do something every day. Sunday to Sunday. Change your mentality, especially as a man. Third thing would be humbleness. Always be in the middle. It's okay to be confident, but always be in the middle. From there, you'll be powerful. Because if you get caught on either side of the spectrum, you're going to get caught in real life. And if it's in a fight, don't worry about that. You're going to get caught. You're going to get KO. You're going to get put down. It happens to all of us. We're in the flesh. Remember that. You can't be beat. And the fourth thing would be to Learn the difference between ejaculation and orgasming. Start to see the way the world works, start to see the way your flesh works, and manipulate it into your favor. Influence it into your favor. And that, my friends, is pretty much everything. Be great, be powerful, be you,